Hey guys, how are you doing? So as you know, we're gonna give you a summary of what happened today in the world because there is a lot that happened. Well, you gotta start with the Epstein files because we released 3 million files today. You know what? Yeah, that's a really interesting one to start with because today the Justice Department released 3 million files related to the Epstein case. But that was not all because what they released today were 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, and 180,000 photos. Like, this is their largest release yet. But the thing is, that's not all the files that they have, because they have 6 million files and videos and whatever stuff. They only released 3 million today, so there are other 3 million that they still have. Now, obviously, as you know, people online started looking up those files, started to see who was in them, and guess who was in those files? Yep, you guessed it. Trump. Apparently in those files, there were proof that Trump did some stuff with a 13-year-old girl. People online went crazy and started sharing it, and when the DOJ saw that, they actually removed that page from their website. Yeah, they removed it. But the thing is, it was too late because people online already saw it. They took screenshots, they debated about it. They had everything online, so people knew. So even if the DOJ removed that page from the website, the screenshots are already out. But still, people got mad at the DOJ and they were like, how dare they remove the official pages because we realized that the president is in them, right? And because of that, the DOJ saw all the backlash that was happening and they got the page back up online. So that was the first drama that happened today. But also, guys, those are 3 million pages and thousands of videos and thousands of photos. So it will take some time for people to go through them. Like, I personally am going through them and seeing what is in those files. But thing is, it's a lot. So it's going to take a few days for people online and everyone to just, see all the files. For the next few days, I assure you, are going to be crazy. Because people mentioned in today's files were Trump, Bill Clinton, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Bannon. As you know, there are a lot of names that were redacted. So in a lot of the pages and in a lot of the files, you can just see black, right? They're just hiding everything. And the DOJ said that they're doing that to protect the victims' names and identities, just to keep the victims' life in secret. What's actually messed up though is that some of the victims' names were not redacted. Like, you can see the names, some names that were even new. So the survivors today said that the government failed to protect them. And it makes sense. Like, you have millions of files and you take so long to release them, yet you don't hide the right names. And I have no idea who else are they hiding. Like, are there bigger names that they're hiding just to pretend that they are victims' names? I don't know. What I know is that the next few days are definitely have a lot of drama, guys. Well, don't forget about the Luigi Mangione drama, because there are some today. Yeah, guys, remember Luigi Mangione, the guy who back in December of 2024 shot and killed Brian Thompson, like the CEO of United Health Group? So some information came out about him and his trial today, and apparently someone actually tried to break him out of jail. Yeah, it's crazy. So as you know, the police spent 5 days looking for him, and apparently they found him at a McDonald's, right? Remember that story? That was like last year or about like 13 months ago. Ever since he's been arrested, prosecutors have been saying that he deserves the worst punishment, and that worst punishment would be the death penalty. And for a while, people actually thought that he might get the death penalty because it was a planned assassination. But today, something huge happened because the US District Judge, Margaret Garnett, said that the prosecutors cannot seek the death penalty on Luigi Mangione. The reason is that federal law says that the death penalty only applies if the murder happened during another violent crime. That's basically the law. Prosecutors were saying that Luigi was stalking Brian Thompson and stalking was the crime. But the judge was like, no, stalking isn't really a violent crime, so Luigi Mangione is not getting the death sentence. But he's obviously not free yet because he's still facing charges of murder, and he probably might stay in prison for life. What we know right now is that Luigi will not get the death sentence. But another thing happened to Luigi while he was in prison, because this guy, Mark Anderson, who's a 36-year-old, actually tried to free Luigi from jail. And that's what he did. He walked into the jail, went to the officers, and he was like, I'm with the FBI and I have court papers signed by a judge, and the paperwork ordered the immediate release of Luigi Mangione. So the confidence in this guy is impressive. But the thing is, the officers were like, who the heck are you? So they at least asked him for like an ID, like an FBI ID. But instead of the FBI badge, Anderson actually showed them his Minnesota driving license. Bro fumbled so quickly. And apparently right after that happened, he threw papers at the officers and he claimed that he was armed. And then the papers, when they looked at it, seemed like complaints against the US Justice Department. Anyway, the officers detained him and then searched his bag, and inside of his bag they found a barbecue fork and a small circular steel blade, like a pizza cutter. What was he doing with a pizza cutter? And now Anderson is being charged with impersonating a federal officer and making false statements. So he's gonna go to jail for a few years at least because of this. Like, you know what? I respect the confidence and the bravery. He was brave, just walked in the jail and tried to be an FBI officer. My problem is, bro, have a plan, have a better plan. Like, what are you doing? At least fake an ID or something. Try to make it believable. But seriously, like, the first thing they asked you and you just put your real ID? I love how weird America is sometimes. Seriously, like, this is some of the crazy things that happen there on a daily basis. Okay, take a break from the US a little bit because we have some good news. We're gonna be traveling to China without a visa now. Our people can do that. Yeah, this is actually amazing because remember a few days ago I told you that the UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer went and visited China? He was like, you know what? We're not gonna pick between the US and China. We're gonna play both sides and just be happy. And apparently in his meeting with Xi Jinping, Keir Starmer and Xi Jinping talked about trade, services, healthcare, finance, and travel. So I guess they made a lot of deals. Today, China announced that UK passport holders can enter China without a visa for 30 days. And you might be like, hey, whatever, this is just a visa. No, this is actually big because before that, UK travelers paid £151 per visa. It was not really the easiest to get because the relationship between the UK and China wasn't the best. But now there's going to be no visa, no paperwork. And that means that the relationship between the UK and China is actually getting a lot better. This is actually good. Countries making up, countries actually being friends now. And also the UK exports about $13 billion in services every year to China, including banking, law, education, healthcare. So by this law, like, it will make it easier for people to travel to China to make business or just discuss. But even though there is no visa anymore, the stay is limited to 30 days and you cannot do any work there. You just go there to basically travel the country, just experience China, or maybe make like a quick business deal, but you cannot actually get paid and work in China. And also, this is not really 100% fair deal because now UK citizens can go to China without a visa, but Chinese citizens will still need to get a visa to go to the UK. You know what? I'm not complaining. I'm actually happy. With this kind of world, I just hope countries are coming closer together rather than fighting. Like, we don't need more fighting right now. Okay, now my turn because we just changed gaming today. Okay, this story has people divided today, guys, because some people are saying that, oh, this is an amazing technology, it's going to make gaming so much better, while others are just saying that, no, AI is destroying gaming now. But what am I talking about? Well, today Google released something called Project Genie. Project Genie could create a playable video game world, and it could do it instantly using only text or an image. And it can build the world and you can move in that world. It's like a video game. It's not a video or a picture. No, it's like a real video game and you can control the characters going left, right, you know? And people tried making games like GTA 6 and Mario style world and just anything that they can imagine because it's easy now. AI could do it. But now people are questioning this whole thing in the first place. They're like, well, what if people can just copy any game they want? Like, all the hard work of the developers that they spent on making the game can just be copied in a second. Even investors were like, okay, we don't really need to invest in gaming companies anymore. But like, after this, who will need game engines? Who will need studios? And the lawsuit and copyright issues are going to be huge. So investors were like, okay, we're not investing in gaming companies anymore. And companies like Unity Software were down 30% today. Roblox was down 12% today. And Take-Two was down 10% today. So I guess our games in the future are going to be made by AI? I don't know. And what do you guys think? Because that a good idea? Like, is that going to make games quicker and we don't need to wait 15 years for GTA 6? Or is it just a fake copy and no one could actually replace human creativity? Let me know what you think, and that's it for today. And again, if there are any topics that I didn't talk about today, comment below, let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll do it in tomorrow's video. And again, love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.